Hello class and good evening and welcome again to ESL 65 Pronunciation and Conversation, and welcome to module for chapter 4, which is on final consonant sounds. Now the challenge with this particular chapter is that for many of you, your language, your first language, does not have many final consonant sounds. Most languages typically end with vowel sounds, especially Romance languages, Spanish, French, Italian. Not many final consonant sounds. If there are, maybe the consonant sound S would be the most common, but in English we have many words that end in one or more consonant sounds, and that's why for English learners, distinguishing those consonant sounds can be particularly difficult. So this chapter is going to explain how final consonant sounds affect meaning. I'm sure you've had this happen before where you ask someone to repeat what they said, for example, the number 15 or 50. 15 or 50. Even English speakers like myself, native English speakers, sometimes will ask for a clarification. With other numbers like 13 or 30, 40 and 14. The difference between those consonant sounds at the end, the teen and t, sound really similar, and even for native speakers it could be difficult to distinguish. So in this chapter we're going to learn how those final consonant sounds do indeed affect meaning, and then most importantly how to say them clearly and correctly. So this is a really important chapter, and I'm glad you're here with us. The first thing I want to do is I want to do a warm-up, and this is on the first page of chapter 4, page 23. What I'd like you to do, and you can play CD1 track 25 to listen to this, but I want you to listen to the voicemail message, and then you can see here for numbers 1 through 5, you have two options. And I want you to circle the word that you think is being said in this voicemail message. Now pay particular attention to the final sound, and more than likely it's going to be, you're going to be listening for a consonant sound. Remember, we can go back to chapter 3, do that really quickly. You can go back to chapter 3 and you can use those tools that we were using for chapter 3, in particular that glossary of interactive vowel and consonant sounds. If you click here, remember that you have this interactive chart of both vowel and consonant sounds in English. So these are very similar to each other oftentimes. For example, P,
P, P, P,
and B.
B, 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 P, B.
To a non-native speaker, I can understand how those are very similar to one another. Or for another example, T and D.
T, 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 T.
Depending upon your first language may not have that difference between those consonant sounds. So really this chapter, we're going to be focusing on these consonant sounds. And when we say final consonant sounds, we're talking about sounds that come at the very end of the word. So to warm up and kind of train our ear, go ahead and have a listen to this first exercise. Again, that's on page 23. Listen to the recording, listen to it twice, and see if you're able to distinguish which word is being said, and pay particular attention to those final consonant sounds. This will be great practice for you to get started. Remember, you can find the audio for all the chapters if you go to the very beginning of the module. And we're in module 4. You'll find them. I've provided them for you, not only the textbook pages, but I've also provided for you the audio here. So click here for the audio files and click here for Chapter 4. Best of luck in Chapter 4, and I will see you in the virtual classroom.